welcome to the Intuitively Wild podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Levine. Living intuitively wild is about coming back home to ourselves. Here, we talk about how to live connected to ourselves, others, and nature, and make a commitment to radical authenticity, vulnerability, and acceptance. On this podcast, we delve into a wide range of topics that span the human experience. We peel back the layers and talk about the things that are often not talked about. This is a space for us all to walk and wander this path of life together. Let's dig into our roots and go deep. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, and welcome to this month's ritual of sitting down to reflect on the month that has passed and set our intentions for the month to come. I will say that the second I sat down to record this episode, my lawnmower guy came. So hopefully that you will not hear that. I did try to use my headphones, but they weren't hooking up to my mic, and this is the only time I have to record this episode. So here we are. We're rolling with it. It's imperfect and messy, and that's part of it. That's part of the brand. There really is something I'm leaning into, is that honestly, as long as, the sound quality is okay, I love taking in podcasts or videos or anything from people that is just real and authentic and isn't overly edited or perfected and overly produced. And so I want to practice that myself and to honor that is life. And I also, it's part of you guys kind of being in this experience with me. It's part of us having this person-to-person, heart-to-heart conversation, and not just me speaking as an authority to random people who are listening. I really want it to feel like us having a conversation together and being in community together, being in ceremony together. And so I hope that that's how it feels. I also hope Theo doesn't bark, because that's what he does when people get too close to the house. So fingers crossed this all goes well. And I'm also going to try to, like last month, not edit this too much or at all. I didn't edit last month at all, which was an interesting challenge for me. And I'm going to try to do that again this month. If you want to watch this on YouTube, I highly recommend. You can see more of the behind the scenes. But I'm just really grateful to be here with you guys. And I cannot believe that May is over. I always try to, record these episodes as late as I can so that they encompass the whole month and feel really in the moment and embodied. But this month especially, I kept waiting until the last moment because it didn't even feel like the month was over. Like, I really can't wrap my head around the fact that May is over and that it happened. I don't know quite why that is. Maybe because there were so many things that I thought I might have more clarity on, or that might have been announced or come to fruition this month, that I pushed off for one reason or another. If you listened to last month's episode, you might know what I'm referring to. If you didn't, I will say that in last month, I soft launched the fact that I'm opening a physical space for Intuitively Wild in upstate New York in High Falls. And I didn't really go into many details about that. And I don't feel ready to do so yet, even though I definitely really believe that I am announcing it fully this month, along with the rebranding that I've done and a new Substack series documenting the rest of the process, which I'm so excited about. But I don't know, I guess because I haven't fully announced it, it doesn't feel fully real yet. It's really taking a long time to hit me. I think once the branding is all done and I put it out there, it will feel real. Especially I've connected with an interior designer who I'm really excited to work with, and she's going to help me bring this to life. So I think that will really help as well. But it's going to be a huge life change for me, a huge shift. And maybe because it hasn't felt tangible yet, even though, I've been in the space, I've been there, I've created the schedule, and there's been so much already done to prepare, it doesn't feel quite real yet. And so I don't feel ready to go into all the details, but I will say that it's just going to be a home for Intuitively Wild, for us all to create intentional, intuitive living in our everyday life and to do so together in ceremony and ritual. Grounded ritual for the modern realm and a place to make space for that. The Substack post announcing it will go into all of that, so stay tuned for that. And I really hope that I will see some of you guys there, along with the events that I will be hosting around the Hudson Valley up until then. If you are in the New York area or will be anytime this summer, I will be doing several different events. The upcoming one in June is for the summer solstice and the Cancer new moon, which I will be doing with my new friend Hollis, and her podcast episode will be coming out next week actually, but we recorded it before we decided to do this event together, and that hasn't been officially announced either, and probably won't be once I have aired this, so you guys really get the behind the scenes. But I'm so excited to host that event with her and for the other events coming up in July and all the things to come. It's very exciting, also very terrifying. And creating these events and putting myself and my business out into the world more has been such a learning and growth process for me. It's been wildly uncomfortable and very outside my comfort zone. My comfort zone is kind of staying more inward and really embodying my Scorpio rising and doing my own thing and not revealing a lot of myself. And so my business time and time again has forced me to bump up against that, and this iteration of it more so than ever. I have had to talk about my business and talk about my offers and my work and reach out to a lot of people, be the one to go first, to ask people if they want to do events together and to kind of promote myself and also convince people, I guess, to want to work with me and to come to the events. And honestly, for me, it just comes back to confidence and the surety that what I'm offering needs to be offered. And it's not about me personally offering it. It's just that we all need to make space for these offers and this way of being to be in our lives. And I'm grateful to feel like that is my path to help people connect with that, to create the ceremonies and the spaces, the community for people to bring this way of being into their everyday and to help us all make space for that. So yeah, which kind of leads me perfectly into my May reflections. Let me get my notes up here. And I really hope that you all take this as a moment to reflect on your own month that is closing. Each month we have a really beautiful opportunity to reflect and set our intentions and gain clarity on and confidence in where we've been and who we are now and where we're going. That's why reflection is so important. It allows us to process what's happened and really integrate it and embody it, and then be with who we are now and move forward with clarity, with confidence, knowing who we are, knowing we are capable to step towards our desires and move towards that future. And again, gain clarity on what we want in the future as who we are now, and knowing that we're not acting from a past version of ourselves or anything that might deter us from creating a life that is truly ours and truly for our greatest, most authentic selves. I mean, these words have become too overused, but it's very true. So let's get into some of my reflections from May. Okay. Don't let something that disappointed you become something that defeats you. I have had moments this month where things didn't go as I wanted them to, or it felt very frustrating, like I was pushing a boulder up a hill and failing and falling, flailing. And I mean, it happens a lot with my work, and I know I'm not alone, where I'm like, will this ever work out? Or will this ever feel easeful and in flow? And sometimes people disappoint you. That's another thing that has been really challenging as I'm collaborating more and connecting with more people and putting myself out there more. There are also more things out of my control. I can't control how fast people respond to me, or if they want to work with me, or what their capacity or excitement or energy is in the work we're doing. And so I just have to accept it and learn from it and show up the best that I can and continue to move forward. And so I've really learned that we have to let all that we learn on our path inform our future. And just because this is where we are at now does not mean it is where we always will be. And so we need to learn what we need to right now, and then assess if this is where we want to stay. And if not, take what we learned and keep moving forward. But not let it be, oh, this disappointed me, this didn't work out, or this isn't going how I wanted it to, and so I'm going to give up, or it means something bad about me. It means I'm not good enough. It means this will never happen to me, X, Y, and Z, whatever your story is, it doesn't. If this is truly your path, if this is truly what you want, whatever the it is, you need to continue onward and just know that this is the universe aligning you with the right timing. I'm so sorry about the lawnmowers. Continuing on. That leads us pretty well into my next reflection, which is wait for the right people. The right community, the right collaborators, the right friends, partners, therapists, support system. Don't sacrifice or settle. The right people will come in the right timing, and anyone else on your path is just here to show you what you truly want and need. If someone disappoints you, if someone doesn't show up for you, again, it is not anything about you. It is just something to learn and to keep moving on. And for example, I can say that I've been transitioning therapists the last few months for various reasons, and it's been really challenging for me for the first time to find a new therapist that feels really good and that I'm really excited about. And there were a couple of times where I was like, okay, I guess this is good enough, or maybe something will shift. But if after a month I know in my bones that this is not the right person for me, I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to settle. And if I'm really being honest with myself, I knew in that first session. But, there is something to say for giving people time and giving experiences time to kind of see what unfolds and allowing things to transform and change and surprise you. But then also knowing if this isn't right for me, saying no to this will allow the space for the right thing to come in. And there's something here that I need to learn and then let go of. And you should never sacrifice or settle or shame yourself for not being where you want to be or for not being with the right people. The right people will come. So if you're in a relationship that doesn't feel right, or that you feel something needs to shift, or you are feeling lonely or rejected or anything, I promise you the people are coming, the people are coming, the people are coming. The right people are coming, and they are worth waiting for. Okay, don't let anyone else's limiting beliefs or restricted viewpoints block you from your path. You don't need to take on anyone else's story or shame. You need to allow yourself to create a life free from the restrictions, yours or anyone else's. If someone judges or diminishes your ideas, your goals, your desires, that tells you about their restrictions and their inner world, and not about your capacity to embody and claim your desires, not about the reality of what is going to happen in your life. It doesn't mean that you should start to turn against yourself or shut down what you want or start to take on their limiting views. You being aware of their projections and their conditioned beliefs is even more evidence that it's time for you to let it go. And so if someone is judging you or critiquing you or doing anything that's making you feel more boxed in and rigid and stuck in a past version of yourself, that's pointing to the other person. And maybe they don't have space for your dreams. That's okay, but you need to continue to make space for your dreams. envision a new life for yourself and hold steadfast to that vision. It is possible for you. And sometimes it is important to be picky with who you share with. That's sometimes why it takes me a while to share things and to wait until I'm really processed in it, I'm really grounded in it and confident in it, so that I know I can speak freely and openly about it without anyone else's projections, judgments, limiting beliefs, X, Y, and Z get in the way. And that can be really hard sometimes. Like sometimes I'll speak about what I'm doing or share pieces here and there, and people won't understand it, or they'll be like, oh my God, that's going to be so hard. Or an in-person space, everything's going online now. That's never going to work. Or whatever people say. People say crazy things. And I have to be like, okay, that's an interesting story that you have, or I'm sure that's true for you, or I know what I need to do. I know what's right for me. And staying true to that and finding the people who can believe in you and support you, because it's also been so important for me when my own limiting beliefs and my own fears and anxieties and other people's is clouding my vision. And I have moments where like I am like, this is never going to work. This is never going to happen. And to have the people I can say that to and be like, no, it is going to happen, and you have to keep going, and you're going to be okay, and it's going to work out. And I had to even say to my mom, never tell me not to do this. Like, never support my fears. I need you, if I'm having moments of doubt, to never support that. And that's been really important for me. Okay, my last reflection. Anxiety can keep us paralyzed, at war with ourselves and whatever the future may hold. How can we make peace with the future? Because we know we are capable of managing the present. When we learn to trust ourselves to move through whatever comes our way, right here and now, how we need to, we don't need to fear the future. In fact, our present moment self can only get us there if they stay in the present moment. If we're constantly afraid of the future, we're never going to get to the future. We are just going to be caught up in the next future. And we're never going to take the actions that will allow us to have the fullest embodiment of the future we want, because we're so caught up in the fear and the anxiety and the what ifs. So we really need to allow us to be present and to trust ourselves. Our life, I really believe this, our life was custom made for us. Nothing that will come your way is something that you can't handle. And if you do end up having a breakdown or feels like your world is crumbling and you can't handle it, that is showing you that you need to build a stronger foundation. And it's showing you that you need to build up the tools and the support system and all the practices to be able to have the capacity to hold it differently in the future. But it doesn't mean that you failed or that you're dying or that anything bad is happening. It's just revealing to you what work needs to be done right now. It's just another part of your path. And so we really need to be present with our present moment and to really ask ourselves, do I trust myself to handle my life? And if the answer is no, or if you feel anxiety coming up in certain times and you feel like you're not going to be able to hold that, ask yourself, what do I need to do in order to build this trusting relationship with myself? Okay. June intentions, straight from my journal to the podcast. Here's the energy we're going for. Flirty, playful, fun, and confident. The embodiment of summertime energy. I have never wanted a summer more than I do in this moment. I am so ready for such a hardcore summer. Allowing for seasonal living is not only about leaning into wintering and allowing myself to soften and slow down in winter. It's about embracing all the seasons and really sucking all the joy I possibly can out of every season. And so, man, I am ready to be summertime Rachel, to just be in the sunshine and be in that energy and not to get caught up in the overproductivity and burn myself out and anything along those lines. but to really be in the joy, to really be in the play and the fun, and yeah, to flirt with life a little. I'm really excited and I really, really need it. I also desperately need sunshine. May had so much rain and it brought us lots of luscious flowers and some good inwards energy, but I'm ready for the sunshine and I will not take it for granted. Let me tell you that. Okay. Other energy we're going for: focused, clear, courageous, GSD, which it means get shit done in my confident entrepreneur boss era. And for me, that just means being confident about my work, sharing about it, speaking about it, and speaking with clarity and conviction and confidence, and owning who I am and what I'm doing, and taking the actions that I need to get me to where I want to go. And I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. And I don't want to apologize for it. I don't want to hold myself back. I don't want to feel insecure. I don't want to worry about what other people are thinking or how they're judging it or how they're perceiving it, and to just be confident that I know what I'm doing. I know what steps to take, and I'm going to do them. I'm going to take them. And I'm going to do it with confidence. Energy number 3, soft, steady, connected. The seer, knower, intuitive. Really connected to myself. Really, I mean, that is the foundation. Really, that's what will allow me to show up in all the other ways that I want to with confidence, to be at ease within myself. And yeah, I think that one kind of speaks for itself. Okay, words to hold on to: acceptance and action, aka not fighting what is right now and also moving forward with faith. Commitment and communication, aka owning and expressing what I want, devoting myself to it, and reaching out for support. Softness and surety, aka allowing for a sense of ease and safety in my life while also moving with confidence and self-assuredness. And from those, I created some intentions to repeat to myself. And they are: I own my desires, my pleasure, my excitement with clarity and confidence. I trust my present moment. I am capable of handling what is in front of me. It is safe to stay and slow down here. I am open and ready to receive the relationships and support I desire. I communicate with clarity, confidence, and conviction. I speak my mind with integrity and intention. I slow down and all gets done. It is safe to be soft. I embrace a life of presence. I move at the speed of presence. I'm curious as I say these what they bring up for you, if anything, if any of them feel resonant or like they hit a note for you that you want to sit with. But really, I hope that this helps you make the space to come to your own reflections and intentions. So what are your reflections for May and intentions for June? Some questions to sit with. And these are all written out and on the Substack that came out on Monday. So I will link that below. But questions to sit with. What did May reveal to you? What disappointed you? What frustrated you? What excited you? What fulfilled you? What brought you hope? What fell away? What new came into your life? What was the overarching energy or theme of your month? What needs to shift and change? What are you hoping comes to fruition in June? When the month ends, what is one thing you want to look back on and have or know or feel or be? And what is one action step you can take daily in order to move towards that? What are your true desires for the month ahead? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up in your life? And it's okay if your intentions feel far away or if the thought of them scares you. even the process of gaining clarity on and admitting to ourselves our deepest desires and owning that moves us closer to them. And if you need to, start there, and the action will come in time. I only hope you allow yourself to be radically honest with yourself. Don't hold back. And so here's to June, a month of what I hope will be summertime sunshine, both literally and energetically. And I think I'll leave it there. I'm really excited to see what June brings to us, what it reveals and unfolds, and what comes our way. And as always, I'm just so grateful to you all for being here. Truly, it means the world that you listen to these episodes, especially the solos. I am trying to just be as unthought through and authentic as possible, and building this relationship with you all means so much to me. So I would really, really, really love to hear what your reflections and intentions are from this month and for the month ahead, and or any thoughts or insights or anything that you want to share from this episode. I would just love to hear from you, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Intuitively Wild, the podcast. I hope it helped deepen your connection to yourself, sparked some insights, and inspired you to live intuitively wild. If you enjoyed this podcast, it would mean so much to me if you would share it with others and leave a rating and review. And please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. I will see you next time for more magic.